Hi YouTube, my name is Emma and this is my YouTube channel. So the background is a little bit different. You will notice I am in my kitchen. This is actually where my desk is, so you'll probably see me do a little bit more filming in here. It's not too much of a mess at the moment, and you'll probably see the dog walk backwards and forwards behind me because she can hear me talking and thinks that I'm talking to her. Don't know. Either way, she's cute, so you'll see her and you'll probably hear a pitter-pat of her cute little tootsies on the tiles. But anyway, this video is a collaboration with Michelle from Most Mammal High. She has an awesome channel and she does mostly digital art. I'll tell you a little bit about her channel as we get into the video, but as it is MerMay, we are doing a video where we have decided to draw half of a mermaid each, which will make a little bit more sense in a moment, and it is a very famous mermaid, so I'm sure you will know them with our own little spin on it. But yes, let's get into the video.
So first of all, I want to apologize for the terrible lighting throughout this entire picture. I was doing this quite late at night and I didn't realize that my overhead lights weren't on. It was just my lamp that was on, so I am sorry that it is quite dark. But pretty much, so the whole idea for this piece, Michelle came up with the idea to do Arial from the Little Mermaid, and she is coming out of the water and half transforming. So my half of the picture is Arial, her mermaid form, and Michelle was kind enough to draw in the actual character, like the shape and everything, and you saw just before I had like the sketch outline, and I did change a couple of things, and I actually drew in the hair. And I know that with her piece she changes her half of the hair, which is perfectly fine, because I wasn't too sure, because she's like, oh yeah, draw in the hair. I was like, oh okay, cool. So I just drew in the entire hair, and I knew that Michelle's half was going to be digital, so it was going to be really easy to edit anything that she wanted to change or move around. So I wasn't too fussed about that. I just did it the way that I thought it would look really good, and then I knew that she had the capability to change it if she needed to. So you will be able to see that when you go and check out her half of the video as well. So with the tracing, as I said, I actually did this really late at night, and I don't have a light box. It's something that I still want to invest in, but I don't have one yet. So what I did, which my husband actually said to me, he's like, why don't you just go outside and look through the window as though you were doing it, like, you know, during the day? Because I usually stand at the window with my paper pressed up against the window using the sunlight as my light box, right? And it was so dark outside, I was like, well, I can't do that because it's not bright outside. It's not going to work the other way around. He's like, no, go and try it. So I went outside and I was like pressing it up against the outside of the window using inside light. And obviously that makes sense, right? It makes perfect sense. But it didn't make sense to me at the time. It wasn't something I thought of or I had ever thought of before. So don't let nighttime darkness stop you from using your windows as a light box, because it is entirely possible. This is proof. So back to the actual artwork. So what I'm doing, I've got A3 watercolor, and I've decided to do this piece with watercolor, and I have actually done all of the line work with a what are they called? My Faber-Castell markers. It's India ink, so they don't smudge or move around when I add watercolor, and I'm absolutely loving them at the moment. You would have heard me talk about them in all of my other videos that I've done watercolor with recently. I was using Sharpie, but Sharpie does feather slightly on the page, especially when I'm using watercolor, and sometimes I can't get the lines thin enough. So I've got a brush marker for these Faber-Castell ones, and I've also got the size S, which I think is like the smallest point that you can get, and that's what I have used. So when the original sketch was given to me from Michelle, I will insert a clip of that, what it originally looked like, so you can see what I was working off. And when we first started, we agreed that we would make each half our own, and I really appreciated the help with the pose and proportions and everything, because as we're all aware, I'm still learning my anatomy, especially mermaid anatomy, because it's different. But anyway, so that was the original sketch, and the red line down the middle you would have seen. So the left-hand side is my side, and then half of the mermaid or half of Arial was for me to do along with the hair. So I wasn't too sure what to put in the background at first. I was just like, I kind of wanted to do her half underwater, but I couldn't get the proportions right of where I wanted everything to go. So I was like, I'm going to make it into like the beach scene. So she's standing on the sand, coming out of the water clearly, and then you can see her little friends Sebastian and Flounder on the left there, because I just wanted to make it like so there was something to look at on that side of the page. And then in the background I was like, okay, well there's the royal castle, so I was like, oh well, I could put that in the background just for some more like something to look at, because it is like in the middle of the page. So I did that, and I think that turned out really, really well. It took me a while to figure out how to fill in the space in a good way. So I think I did really well with that. I'm using my Sakura Koi watercolors, and as you can see, I am going over the halfway point because, as I said before, Michelle's doing it digitally, so I know that she can just like crop those bits out if she needs to. So I wasn't too fussed about going over because I knew that she'd fix it if she needed. And I tried to add a little bit of shading here and there, but I still wanted to keep it really simple. And I love the color of her seashell and the color of her tail. I think those two colors together worked really, really well. But yes, so when you go over and check out Michelle's channel, you'll see that her channel is called Michelle Weedin. I'm sorry I hope I'm saying that right, Michelle. But she has awesome videos on there. She is a very, very talented digital artist. I know that she does traditional art as well, but majority of her content is digital. And it is just fantastic. The style that she has is so unique and so easy to watch and look at, and she's really, really good to listen to as well. So much energy and enthusiasm in all of her videos. So I definitely recommend going to check her out. And one of my favorites that she's uploaded recently is definitely her drawing herself as a mermaid. I think that was really, really cool. And you'll get to see her doggo on there and everything. So it is a very, very good channel. I recommend going to check her out and her skills. I think you could definitely learn something from her because I know I do whenever I am trying to figure out digital art. So make sure you do that. Also, thank you for doing this collaboration with me, Michelle. I know we had talked about it probably close to a year ago. I'm not even too sure how long ago we started chatting, but we finally organized it, and it was a really, really fun piece to do. So thank you. We were originally going to do a voiceover together, but time just gets away from you, and with the different times, because Michelle's over in America and I'm here in Australia, there is like a 14-hour difference or something ridiculous like that. So we found it really hard to get a time at the same time to do a voiceover, but hopefully if we do another one in the future, we'll be able to do that because I think that would be a lot of fun. But yes, once again, thank you so much for doing this with me. It was a heap of fun. So a question for you guys, question of the day. Make sure you put your answers down below in the comments. Have you ever done a collaboration with another artist? It doesn't necessarily have to be a half-half one like this, or you could have done the line art and sent the line art to the other person for them to color in, or just drawn a picture together. Some sort of collaboration. Have you done one before? Do you enjoy it? What was your experience with it? I'd be really interested to know. I've done a few different ones now, and I think it is absolutely amazing meeting different artists and having a chat to them, learning different things off them, and getting tips and tricks. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'd like to know what your experience is with it. So yeah, make sure you leave that down below because I am super interested. And you can see now I'm just going in with my colored pencils. I'm using the Prismacolor pencils because I am in love with them at the moment. I just wish I had a bigger color range. So it does not limit my palette because I have Derwent colors as well. They just don't blend as well with the Prismacolors as Prismacolors blend with Prismacolors. That was a terrible sentence, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And I also don't have any skin colors. I really want to get some skin color Prismacolors so that I can do skin tones with pencils, because I think I'd really like to learn pencils a little bit more. It's one of those things that I was like, you know, you do them in school and they're kind of like the only medium that the teachers give you. And I don't know, I was kind of sick of pencils. I didn't even know that Prismacolors existed, or like this type of waxy form of pencil. And when I discovered them, it was like this whole new world of like, oh my God, this is practically a new medium, right? It was like when I discovered watercolor, and not just the ones that you use in school or primary school that like are in those little tiny, really dusty looking pan things, like proper watercolors that come out of tubes or that come in like travel palettes, and they're like decent quality. And I don't know whether it's just because I have grown up a bit and I know how to use mediums a little bit more. I've never really been taught any of this stuff. I kind of just wing it and I go along with it and try and figure it out. I'm sure you've heard me say before, most mediums I can figure out, and I do figure out quite well. It is literally just oil paint. I cannot get it. I cannot get the hang of it. I can't get the colors to do what I want. I can't get it to... I think it's just because I'm impatient. I think oil paintings require patience, and I just do not have it. And that is just something that I either need to work on my patience, or I don't know. One day we will get to the oil painting, I am sure. But I'm really, really happy with the way that this turned out. And I will make sure I insert a clip of what both pictures look like mushed together at the very end as well, so that you can see it. And make sure you go and check out Michelle's video as well, so you can see how she has created the other half of this piece, because it looks so cool together. Like, keeping in mind that it's two different artists that have put their art together, one traditionally and one digitally. I scanned in mine and sent it to her, and then she's edited it. So that is so cool, and I'm so happy with it. Thank you again, Michelle, for doing this with me. Make sure you go and check out her channel.
Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure that you do go and check out Michelle's part of the video, because it is a super awesome process. I love watching people work digitally. I know that I personally learn a lot from them because I don't do a lot of the digital art myself. But yes, go and check her out, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.